Hey guys, BMS here, and it's time for more Castlevania 3. This time we're going to tackle Sypha's Stage 4, the Haunted Ship of Fools, which is basically just an elaborate way of calling it a ghost ship. This is also where the game starts to take quite a big turn in a more difficult direction. I mean, there's certain parts in this level where the difficulty really spikes, and it's got some, pretty rough spots in it, to be honest. Plus, not to mention, there's some new enemies and a mini-boss that we have to deal with. Well, that was interesting. Anyway, all that combined, it's our first step into the game that is Castlevania 3. Be careful when you have to walk on those brown-colored blocks, as they'll crumble underneath you when you step on them. And on the second quest, they crumble very, very fast, too, so you don't have much time. A good tactic to use if you need to wait on one of those crumble blocks for a bit is to jump up and down. It'll prolong the amount of time you have before the block gives up the ghost. Yeah. I'm sorry. Pardon that real shitty pun there. Oh look! Delicious health-restoring wall meat. You know, the Belmonts just seem to remind me of a 2-year-old that will kick a marble around on the ground, let the family dog lick it after he just finished licking its ass, and then proceed to put the marble in the kid's mouth. We've got Trevor Belmont here on a damned ghost ship, filled with all sorts of undead, from ghosts to skeletons covered in blood to decapitated pirates that hold their heads in their hand, alright? And this motherfucker right here is gonna eat some meat that he found in this ship that was stuck in a goddamn wall. Jesus Christ. Although, now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense. This is why they named him Ralph in the Japanese version. Holy shit. Man, I'm picking up on all sorts of things here. Also, fuck these platforms. This shit is pretty damn tedious, especially being bombarded by bats the whole time. Just take your time and jump at the earliest possible time that you can reach this platform, and run. Otherwise you're not gonna make it. Now, on this stage you don't have to be in too big of a hurry with these, but in the other couple of stages that these are featured in, you have to run your ass off near perfectly to get past them. And more often than not, a fuck-up is gonna mean death, so consider this practice. Also, there's a 1-up in that candle over there to the left. The only one that can reach it is Alucard. No dice for poor Trevor today. And what's this? A mini-boss? Which just happens to be Medusa. And unlike Castlevania 1, which featured just a floating head, this is actually the entire form of her. Now, she has 2 attacks. She'll pull some snakes out of her head and use them as arrows, and she can also shoot a beam out that will petrify you. Just don't be a dumbass like me and run away. Just kneel down and whip constantly. You'll probably take a hit, or maybe 2, but she'll go down quick enough. She's not that difficult. Anyway, with her down, we can move on to the latter half of the ship. We're reintroduced to these crows here, and while they're not too bad to deal with, if you're not paying attention, they can get you in a bind with these headless pirates, or knock you into one of the occasional pits that we have lying around here. Other than that, and watching out for the pirate's extremely long reach with that sword, this screen is pretty straightforward. Just make sure to grab that nasty-ass meat in the wall, and you're good to go. Now, this screen, we're introduced to one of the more annoying mechanics of the game. These damn seesaw platforms that tilt depending on which side you're on. Now, they're not too bad in this level, granted, but in one of the later levels, the game throws you up on a segment of these things, and they require pixel-perfect jumps, otherwise you're fucked. Now, this is made doubly hard because you have to fight the damn platforms in addition to actually making the jump, which, it's... what a pain. Well, this long level is almost over with. We're technically on the last screen, but we can't make it to the other side due to that wall blocking us, so we need to go down these steps. Also, it should be noted that the doors serve as actual checkpoints in this game for when you die, so if you're in a long level like this, they tend to put the doors quite far apart from one another. So dying will set you back quite a long way. Anyway, we finally made it up here to the boss of the ship. 2 coffins and a little blue spirit in the center. This spirit will possess the monsters in these coffins, and you have to take them down one at a time. Basically, it's like 2 bosses for the price of 1. First up are the mummies from Stage 3 of the original Castlevania. Pretty much the exact same pattern here too, except that these don't stop walking when they fire off their projectiles. The best strategy is to take out the one on the right, as the one on the left will never walk past the middle of the screen, which makes it easy to run away if you need to. Second up is an oldie but a goodie, the Cyclops from Stage 3. He's, well, exactly the same as before, except this one has an orange hammer as opposed to the green one. Only this time, also, we don't have our safe platform, but I mean, that's easy enough to deal with. Just lure him over to the edge of the screen and jump over him for one of the platforms we do have. Lather, rinse, and repeat. Really, this isn't a bad boss, just as long as you can tackle the mummies. The Cyclops shouldn't really give you any troubles. All it is just a little time-consuming. Anyway, once that's over with, the spirit flies out of the Cyclops, bursts into some odd pieces there, and we are done with the level. Finally, thank God. I hope you all enjoyed. Next time we'll be tackling one of Alucard's Stage 5 levels. I'm not sure which one. We'll either go with the Sunken City or the... I think it's the Underground Caverns. Either way, one of the two. We'll be doing it next time. Anyway, catch you all later. Take care.